Welcome to Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Ahoy! Ahoy! Aye! Oh, for a die, Guam. Here that I come alive from just Pirates Cove, we sailing for what's right. Captain Jeffrey Pigwell keep the compass true. Andrea on the map, Guam directory coming through. Tigs with the signal, save our startup loud. Doc Akimoto on deck, AMC proud. Clap, clap. Leaning close, let the real talk run. Ha good nya tutu mon, everybody has one. No whoosh on this ship, no fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the true, watch the whole place rise. Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Ahoy, ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seeker, yeah, we deliver. Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Everybody now, Guam, Unfiltered. They do to Santa Rita, in Alohan too, Talo Fofo in the reading. This one's for you, Don Farrell in the room, Charlie Hermosa near. We ask real questions, make it crystal clear. Tenorio Calvo, Ada, Camacho names in the race. No banners on this deck, just truth to face. Independent pirate party, stand firm, stand tall. Continue to continue, answer the call. Clap, clap, lean in close, let the real talk run. Hagotnya tutumon, everybody has one. No hush on the ship, no fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth, watch the whole place rise. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seekers, yeah, we deliver it. Guam Unfiltered. Everybody now, Unfiltered. White ladies bridge when the night wind blow. Truth don't scare when the truth must show. Chief Gadao and Matapang strength we carry on. Sarina in the tide sing, Guam sing along. Continue to continue. Independent pirate party. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seekers, yeah, we deliver it. Tune into Hafa hour, Guam. Time to go.
A few moments later.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Each story is told in a different way. Sometimes I hear the same birds singing from past weeks, telling of their adventures since last seeing each other.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Just Pirates Cove in beautiful Ipan Talafofo, Tocha, Guam, USA. We're over here on the southeast coast. We do this podcast every Sunday. We have a great time doing it, and we always have the best people, and like I said, it's great. This is episode 28, season 2, and it's February 1st, 2026. We have the Charlie Hermosa with us, the Ryan San Nicolas, and the Amber Box San Nicolas, and your own pirate. We've got a great show coming up today. We're still having issues with the junk cars and the GVB not responding enough to satisfy us as far as we want to see Tumon cleaned up right away. Brian, you had some thoughts on that too, right?
Tumon, wow. It's there. I guess they're trying to do the best that they can, but I believe more could be done. It's pretty much like a ghost town down there, and if there's a time where, I mean, because we missed the boat when COVID was happening, and we were just talking off the air about how we had a chance to clean up Guam before we opened up to the world again, and we missed the boat on that. But we're seeing resurgence with tourists, but we're not at the numbers where we're at. I don't know. I read something where we're about 700,000 tourists.
Right.
Yeah, from what we used to be doing, close to 2 million. So we still have a chance to improve. Tumon down there, but at the same time, you're talking about junk cars. I just passed. I was actually on back road, and I saw like a burnt junk car standing on its side. Further down 100 feet, 200 feet, is a bunch of other junk cars. So we really need to take care of, our facilities, our parks, our bathrooms especially. Because Jeff, you being a business person, you already know that it's all about word of mouth. Forget about the advertisements, forget about everything that you put out there. It's that one person that experienced something down here, whether it be good or bad, that one person is more powerful than any advertisement you would pay for.
That's why I've always taken the premise that repeat customers are what we should be going after.
Yeah.
Making the person happy when they're here so they come back. Now, Amber wants to show us some things we got in the gift shop.
Okay. We have Don Farrow's books.
This
We
is the
have
Liberation book here.
Liberation, Guam, A Brief History, and CBs and Superforts.
Give them to the bookie over there. Tell him.
And then we also have some baseball caps. Ryan's wearing one too.
Comes in different colors.
These are all nicely embroidered, stateside quality, and 30% off still. I'm going to run that for a little while because I want everybody to buy from us.
And we have our long sleeve dry fit with a
And it's a hoodie.
This
Got a
is
hood.
the UV.
It's nice.
Got my
protection.
picture when I was 30 when I bought Pirates Cove, and they got my picture on the dead when I'm finna-dinny.
Wow.
And then we have a dry fit short sleeve. This is one of our best sellers. The beatings will continue.
The beatings will continue until morale improves. So if you're not happy, we just keep beating you till you get there, right?
Okay. And then we have the multi-pirate flag.
Nice.
Well, we even got our own flag over here. Guam is represented. Telefofo was heavily represented, and I encourage all my friends from Telefofo, my neighbors, to come down and get a shirt with your name on it.
And we have another dry fit short sleeve.
This is established 1979. This is done in Hialeah, Florida.
Wow.
Very cool.
And one of our new shirts, Missing in Guam.
This is popular, right?
Yes, it
You
is.
sold some of these? Missing in Guam, and a very brilliant rainbow design there.
Very beautiful.
And we have our Mold Gold honey. We only have a few more jars left in the gift shop, so come and get yours.
So this is a honey derived from the chains of love, beautiful Mo gold, and like she said, we only have a few left. Our harvest won't be until April. So get your Mo gold soon. We have 5 different hot sauces. If I can show you one over here. Now, these are excellent for gifts. People say it's some of the best hot sauce they ever had. and encourage you to come and see Amber. You're giving 30% off on those?
Yes, I am.
If it has a logo on it, you're gonna get 30% off.
All right.
Okay, you go check the house, make sure all the doors are closed, the window. Okay,
Should we slide down?
yeah, slide down, we're missing the dock. He
Yeah.
said he's gonna be running late, but he's on the way. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let me see.
You're
Ja-
from Guam.
From Guam, jack of all trades, pretty much, and I've been in media for roughly about 20 years before I got out. I worked at KUAM. I did some time over there. At the time, it was Sorensen Pacific, and I've worked with John Anderson, Ray Gibson, and then I've actually produced talk shows for former Senator Tony Blas and current Senator Jess Lahan when they had their shows. And right after that, kind of veered off to the medical field. Talk about, one spectrum to the other, right? I did like probably 7 years in the medical field, then came back to Guam, and then got in. Well, I wouldn't say got into politics because politics was, I grew up with it, but to actually get into politics. So I started back in 2015, yeah, where I actually took a dive into politics, and I was, from media to politics, it was kind of like a natural evolution actually, to get into it. So it was the first thing I did, but this was, I don't know if you remember back in '96, where they had the first initiative ever introduced by a group of people in Guam. This was the initiative.
Accountability people
No.
introducing that? No?
No, this was the initiative to bring hotel casino gaming.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that was like 20.
Baldwin,
Yeah, no. This was
John
way,
Anderson.
yeah, this was way before them.
Oh,
Because
really?
they did theirs in 2000. We did ours. I don't know if you remember him, Roki Sanchez.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
He's my
so-
classmate.
Yeah, so Roki, I was part of that group with Roki. There was like 8 of us, and so we drafted up an initiative. We got 15,000 signatures. This was back in 1996, and we were successful in getting the initiative put on the ballot. And the initiative was to establish hotel casino gaming. It wasn't, okay, where Jeff, you can put your casinos down here. In order for you to have a casino license, you have to have a 200-room hotel. So we did that. It didn't go through. The church at the time was very, very influential. And so, but, about 15,000 people voted for it. And we were going up against the Santos Amendment too as well, the 50% plus one, where yes vote is a yes vote, no vote is a no vote, a blank vote is considered a no vote. So we were doomed from the start. So if Jeff voted yes, Ryan voted no, and Charlie voted blank, there will be 2 no votes versus my 1 yes. So it didn't pan out. So that's where we're at. And so that was my first step into politics. And then later on, I ended up getting into the media, and then from the media to getting into politics. And this is my first stint was being campaign manager for former Senator Tillina Nelson, and then I got the call from current Senator Jess Lahan to help him out with his campaign. I didn't manage it, but I did help him out. And then right after that, I became the campaign manager for Sabrina Salas-Maldonado, who's currently serving right now. So yeah, I have like a lot of history. I'm like jack of all trades, pretty much.
So what do you think now about casino gambling? Do you think this is what we should be pursuing for the duty-free area in Tumon, or?
I think Guam is more mature now. A lot of the naysayers, especially people that, there's a mechanism, right, where if you have to pay to get in, right? And that was actually an idea that we were playing with.
So
back
to
in 96.
reduce local participation.
It's not necessarily I mean, because nobody is like, oh, you just don't want locals, you just want tourists. No, if you can afford to gamble, go gamble. If you can't, you have no business being there. Because the days, and you remember this, the days when you had people that had $5 with, with the intention of like going to gamble, is like, I can turn this $5 into $50 or 500. Well, I look at the entrance fee as a safety mechanism. So if, let's say the entrance fee is $500 and Jeff or Charlie has $1,500, you will pay your $500, the way we had it set up in the initiative, to enter the casino. That $1,000 that you have left, if you win or lose, you could lose the $1,000 or gain $1 million. The moment you leave the casino, guess what? That $500 is an entry fee, gets returned back to you when you leave. And the reason for that is so that you don't lose all your money. You still have money to buy food for your family. You still have money to buy, pay your bills and whatnot. We're not, the casino should not be there to try to get all the money, but that's pretty much the deal.
But on the flip side, because I lived in Puerto Rico, and they have casinos in every single hotel there, and so there's two sides to that, because obviously we're looking at it from the folks that are going to spend money here locally.
Yeah.
But we also have a lot of outside guests that come in, right? I mean, we have tourists that come in and want to spend money. The issue that I have here locally is that I think that we gravitate towards a sort of a PTSD, because when we think about casinos in the short term, if I say casino, what pops to your head right away? I mean, like something like, what pops in your, like if I say regional casino, what pops in your head right away, and you're like,
Corruption,
outside investors, GovGuam stealing all the money.
And-
I mean,
and
everything
so-
about casino turns me off. I like the Greyhound, okay?
that's one. But then when you look at what was done in Saipan, right? That's what comes to my mind.
Right.
When I
Total
think
disaster.
casinos, I'm like, oh, you see this massive casino, but when you go back to when they were voting on it, right, there was a lot of positive that was supposed to come out of this, right? There was a lot of positive with the power,
Yeah, right.
I mean, a lot of funds coming back. So, in my opinion, when it comes to casinos, I think that we need to ensure that we flesh it out, just like the deep sea mining. We can't chat GPT it, right? We need to do our research before we say yes or no.
Right.
Before that, so before you take a political stand, I think that we need to do the research before we go one way or another.
I think with the initiative that we
And now here's Doc. Now,
No, hey,
now comes the
all this
bad
high,
words.
all this highbrow political banter. It's Sunday morning, and I'm just here to give the traffic report, and it's raining outside, and so please be careful. Turn on your headlights. Coming down to Epen, it's spectacularly beautiful. It kind of looks like Scotland. I've never been to Scotland, but I imagine this greenery, this misty mountain, but it is raining. And Jeff's Pirates Cove is definitely booming. The great thing about rain down here at Jeff's Pirates Cove is you really get to see the crew work to batten down the hatches. It's just like a pirate ship. And so I saw that they're pulling out the parrotfish. They've got that Mediterranean platter with the baba ganoush and the hummus, and the barbecue just smells terrific. I don't know what about the rain. I think of a backyard kitchen when I was a kid, and people were cooking in the back, and it just smelled better when it was raining because you knew you were in a comfy, cozy place. So come down to Jeff's. This is Sunday morning, February 1st, and it's raining, but it does look like the forecast for the rest of the day is spectacularly beautiful because there's a lot of cool stuff happening, including in trying to, I guess, get Guam's affordable housing. So we have a spectacular guest in studio. I mean, Ryan's going to bore us with all these political intrigue and all these things that's going to go on, but really the meat of the subject here is affordability. our producers have really, hammered on us that we need to probably be more constructive of this great platform that Jeff has developed for us, because we know we're speaking to you. We know the diaspora is rocking on, and I know you're kind of thrilled to see that there are people willing to wake up early on the Sunday morning and give up their day to tell you what's going on, to show you that there's progress being made, but we do need your help. So like, share, subscribe, tell the world that this is happening. We apparently have had 2 million views since the start of this project, and we plan to boost it up. If you haven't seen the Hafa Hour website, man, it is spectacular. And I think today's show is going to set the new precedents, but I am just referring back to our traffic report. It looks like Route 10 there on Vietnam Veterans Highway, there's a real backup going on, because, this is the thing, Jeff might disagree, but there's some guys out there on the highway, they're working their butts off in the rain. They're reconstructing that really lousy strip of highway right before you turn to GCC. Don't joke. I mean, the Mungie Lounge used to be one of the worst places to go because the road was so bad, but it looks like they're fixing it, but they're doing it on a Sunday morning, so please slow down. We saw a lot of really stupid drivers out there. Don't challenge them. These guys are risking their lives out there, and they're fixing the roads. If you see all along the Vietnam Veterans Highway, all the way from Barragata to Manila, it is getting better, but please slow down, and hopefully nobody gets into traffic. And then down in Agania later on this afternoon, I'm going to warn you, there's going to be a big rally. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but traffic down in Agania is going to be choke bad, and we're about to experience the beginning of the 2026 gubernatorial/senatorial campaigns. And so hopefully our in-studio guests will speak more to that. But could we maybe just transition quickly, because we have breaking news from the housing sector. And if we could introduce, I mean, I think we're setting a new record here, Jeff, today. This is going to be the most powerful, I think, conglomeration of brain power that this bedroom has ever seen. I mean, I haven't been here every time you've had a bedroom, but it is almost resembling Caligula and the orgy. Remember Caligula?
I've heard about it.
Have a seat, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the only person with Crocs that are better than mine. He's the only guy who can rock Crocs. These are golden Crocs. So we're not going to talk about the pay raise he got over at Gura, but we will talk about why he got the pay raise over at Gura. Sure. Breaking news, this man is not just providing affordable housing, I mean, which, again, I am getting the right status, right?
Yes.
Emilio.
I'm the housing guy.
Emilio.
No, Fernando.
Okay,
Introduce yourself.
Alfade.
Hey, that's how we do it here.
Alfade Fernando Esteves, Deputy Director at Gura. I am the housing guy.
No, you're the jobs guy. This week you're I'm gonna save the jobs sector on Guam. Unemployment just went down. Talk about the jobs first, because the housing, everybody knows about the housing.
We can talk about that.
What is this jobs thing going on?
Yeah, so the 75 is primarily to focus on the permitting agencies, to streamline permitting. This is something we know that Department of Defense does. This is how they're able to get all their projects going. So they have to go through these permitting projects too. They just pay into the system and prioritize their work. So we're saying, hey, we can do the same. We confirmed with HUD, and we want to be able to do that so that we're not wasting time, bogged down. We're running up against the deadline. Things are held. So we already know this is going to happen, right? We construct buildings all the time. We're like just trying to get ahead of it, right? So we're talking building inspectors, construction inspectors, engineers, if we're able to find them, environmental specialists over at Guam EPA. So we have the listing. And then also community program aides at the mayor's offices to help, because we've been getting a lot of calls about people looking for that direct assistance, especially Manumku and people with disabilities who are in the villages. So
we'll go into the nitty gritty about what you're doing,
Sure.
but I just want to stick with the jobs, because you said 75.
Yep.
PDN said 85 on the front.
75, that's for permitting. And then I asked for another 10 on the program side, because as we get ready to launch, if we need to pick up a program person or two, I don't want, you got to understand, it takes like a month to get anything to the board because of open government, right? You have to cycle it. So I just want to be flexible.
And I'm sorry to belabor it, but just because you know that there are people that unfortunately just lost their jobs at DFS, right? There's a scramble, I think, in the private sector to help these people find work. And unfortunately, I think Home Depot and maybe even Kmart, but certainly Donkey, they were looking for people. And I hear there's this nice bar and grill down in Tumaning. my tea, that
Mighty,
maybe
mighty,
also.
yeah.
I heard
and
the
then-
coffee's pretty good.
Yes, and so there's jobs,
Yeah.
but people are going to have to, I guess, retrain. They're going to have to get out of their comfort zone. They're going to have to park in a new place. So are these 85 jobs, right, that are available? Is this the same 85 jobs that you announced when you first launched this thing?
No.
So how many jobs has this program created, and then how much money is it bringing to Guam? And then talk about the housing.
Great, yeah, so I think job-wise, I would say totally everything included just for the government side, I think a little under 200.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Why do you not like? I mean, that's joyous. That's like Christmas.
Well, everyone will take a political spin on it, right?
Well,
I could justify every single job, but somebody will go out there and say, oh, 200 political hires. Like, even though we announced it publicly, we
Yeah.
got a lot of people coming from the private sector, coming to the government the first time.
I was going to
You
turn
know,
my
we
application.
announced their salaries
Yeah.
publicly. Oh, sorry. So, I
We're
don't
all
know.
gonna move this way.
Okay.
Excuse me, pretend like you like each other.
But truth of the matter, Doc, is I could spend all day talking about why I do everything I do, but then I would have no time to do any of the things I need to do. So it's a balance.
But this is Sunday, right? Can you
Sure.
relax a little bit? It's
That's fair.
So,
That's
you know,
fair.
do you
But I
have-
haven't had a beer yet, so.
well, it's only 11 a.m. I think we can start drinking, but don't be serious, because Sunday morning people are going to church or they're going to
Yeah.
gather with family, and some of them are laid off. Some of them, or they've taken a big pay cut. Everybody's just kind of feeling a little down. These are real jobs. These are jobs that are going to help people get into affordable housing, right? And I love what you're saying is you already anticipate there's going to be a rush,
Yep.
and then people are going to get frustrated because and then they're going to think they're being discriminated against,
Yep.
and there's just all this stuff that happens, right? You're telling me that there are 200 jobs that have been created by this program that's going to get people affordable housing.
So-
whatever the political spin is, it is true.
Yeah.
This is a great thing. This is a really important thing. And then you juxtapose it with the fact that DFS just laid off 200 people. I mean, totally laid them off. At the end of this month, no more jobs.
And there's definitely opportunities, customer service representative
Yes.
is a job in the government. But there's so many similarities and great things that could be brought over from the private sector, specifically in customer service. But a customer service representative is not necessarily like just a retail clerk, right? They do intake, they have processes and SOPs that they follow. So there are great opportunities, I think, for the private sector to come into the government. I can say this in all my time in the government in different areas. There has always been, since I've seen, huge capacity challenges, right? You think about it, in the private sector, we have talent training, educated people, experienced people, our youth. That's the same for the government. They leave, see better opportunities. We've lost so many of our people, GDOE, for example, but just the government in general, to the federal government, right, who beefed up their forces. And so there's a lot of competing things going on here, and everybody's trying to keep afloat. But I think there's great opportunity for private sector folks to be able to come in, lend their experience. I'm a private sector guy, first and foremost, coming into the government, and I'm temporary by nature. But I can see how that type of experience can really help in day-to-day operations.
But I mean, but do you think the government is willing to accept this experience to come in? Because I mean, we've had this discussion in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some great talented people here on Guam that can do so much for the government, but they don't want it. They don't want the help. In my personal perspective, I feel that if you are from the outside trying to come in and kind of change things up, you're rocking the boat a little bit, and they don't want the boat to be rocked.
Well, let
right
me tell
now.
you this. I'm a professional boat rocker in the government of Guam. I have a bit of a reputation, but I get things done. But first and foremost, maybe this is the military background in me, and the Chamorro background in me. If you want to change something, you have to know what you're talking about. And I'm not saying that private sector people don't know what they're talking about, but they have one side of the vision, right? When you get in there, and I hear this from my employees all the time coming from the private sector, I had no idea. I have people from the private sector, all rungs of the private sector involved in government procurement now, saying I had no idea about all of these things. The bureaucracy is real. Sometimes it's self-imposed. A lot of times, I'll be honest, it's the legislature that have imposed that, and we don't have a choice in it.
Now, are you saying that because of the laws that have been passed that might restrict certain things for us to be able to?
Absolutely,
Okay.
over time. Like sometimes, you could be trying to protect something, but sometimes overly intruding. But people will do it, they'll follow what the law says. But, there always needs to be this revisit. Is this working today? I'll give you an example. The $25,000 small purchase limit. Everyone sees that's fair, right? If it's more than $25, do a full procurement because we don't want any corruption. We want everyone to have a fair chance. Do you know how long it takes to run, if everything goes perfect and smooth, how long does it take to run a full procurement start to finish?
A year.
Too long.
Like time.
Could take a year, time-wise. If everything were perfect.
6 months?
Minimum 3 months. That's it. Everything's perfect. Everybody knew exactly what was supposed to do. The scope of work didn't need to be developed. Everything was ready, handed to you. That's just based on that's 3 months of minimum wait times in between the process.
Okay, that's minimal. How long?
Typically,
Typically.
well, if you're girl and you're good, 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
If you're like a government agency who doesn't normally do something, right, or or it doesn't come often enough, and you're tackling a big project, the scope itself for the procurement could take 6 months to a year, because you got to remember, if there's one little mistake in there and we see it, boom, protest, boom, and everything gets derailed.
So I've already gone, 15 minutes without a bad word.
Sorry.
But no, that's bullshit, man.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
3 months is bullshit, because I'm going to just tell you right now, GMH has been on fire 4 times, right? And the legislature is giving them fucking $80 million, right? And they even got GPA to waste a lot of time trying to figure this out, right? It has been more than 3 fucking months, right? This procurement shit has to stop yesterday. You've been in the legislature.
Yeah.
When people want to buy golf carts, they find a way. When they want to buy cars plus automobiles, they find a way. When the governor wants to do something, she can make it happen. And I'm just, I mean, I know she's your governor, right? And she's a lame duck. So can she put on her big boy pants and come down and make these things happen? Because the procurement stuff is supposed to protect against corruption, right? The corruption now is that we're saying that procurement is more important than the mission.
Yeah.
And then not to mention,
You're in the military. You're in the military.
That's a fact.
If
right?
we lose the battle, who the fuck cares about procurement law?
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares about procurement law? I'm not mad at you.
No.
But you're mad about it too.
No, that's good. No, absolutely.
no, and then
It's
there's the
frustrating,
emergency
right?
procurement.
Emergency procurement, all that does.
That's not. I mean, let's get beyond that word. The government does important things.
Yes.
But most importantly, it serves the people.
Yes.
This procurement thing, that's the devil's work.
Well, but also, Doc, I think you're reaching on the
Happy Sunday.
Your
Happy Sunday, folks.
I think you're reaching your F-bomb limits.
Yeah, there's a limit.
Okay, you're off the hook now.
But
It's not your fault.
No.
You're living the
I'm living
nightmare.
the
But for the example, so this is in my mind. The governor goes to the hospital. She sees the panel. She sees and they say
No. They put her in the ICU where Jolene Uggan has violated procurement to get that place to run like a 5-star hotel. I'm telling you,
but-
the governor doesn't see the pain because bureaucracy also includes this, I'm going to let you in on the part of government that actually does work. The part where Fernando's in part of it, right? Because when you show up, things get done. And when Jolene shows up at the ICU, things get done. Procurement be damned.
Well, where is the line? I guess what I want to know, where is the line between mission critical and procurement? Because
Life or death?
If I go to the
Affordable
hospital and I
housing?
see that
Food?
there's a generator that's about to catch on fire, why can't I walk outside and say, somebody go to Home Depot right now and get a new generator?
Oh, because the AG is going to indict you if he doesn't
Then
like
fuck,
you.
then
That's
fuck
the
the AG.
reality.
No, fuck the
That's-
AG.
that's the
No, but
reality,
dude,
especially
the
if you're in the
AG.
cabinet.
No, that's the thing. They keep acting like Doug Gordon can barely bench press 110 pounds.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing is that
I'm not
fuck
afraid.
the AG. Why?
I'm
why
not
are we?
afraid, but others are.
No, that's the thing. We create these boogeymans, right?
Yeah.
And Doug doesn't want to get in the way of this progress, but he'll do it just to prove a point because he likes the power.
Yeah.
So the thing is that let's get off that little bandwagon, right? We have things to do. You have $500 million that you need to do to spend, right? Is it 500 million? 550
Yeah.
to make Guam's life better. And everybody says it's about affordable housing, right? If Doug Moylan gets in the way, I'll be the first one to burn his house down. But that's the thing. We don't need to go violent.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps. They act like Doug has a superpower. His only superpower is he will show up, and he'll take the lumps, just like you and me.
Yep.
So that's his superpower. We all want Guam to be better. Can we stop blaming this artificial intelligence called procurement.
Yeah. But you know, like what I was trying to get at is there are easy, simple fixes, right?
What?
Well, 25,000 I said was the threshold. Just raise it. 100,000. Like, hey, do a full procurement. It's 100,000. But simple things like that. You know how hard it is just to get a grass cutting service?
Not that hard.
No, but
don't go there. Don't go there,
procurement,
because
you know.
custom cuts is you know every time.
Well, we've never had any.
Let's just focus on
contract.
affordable housing, okay? Because the next thing you're talking about
I'm
is
saying they all
hot
come together,
dogs.
right? Because GURA is, I think, the largest housing provider on Guam. We house almost 10,000 people every single day. Yeah, sorry. So we have over 800 affordable housing units. So we house a lot of family where we are the landlord.
But you have 2,400 people on your waiting list.
Correct. That's just on Section 8, correct.
And some of them don't have legs, and they're my patients, and they're from Umatic.
Yes.
Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of Taiwanese,
Correct.
Hong Kong
And you know-
matriarchs
you know where-
who are responsible for millions of dollars of industry on Guam, and their kids are running around running these businesses, and they visit them in their BMWs at Guma Tranquilidad.
Correct.
And you're telling me my Chamorro guy from Umatic has to wait.
Absolutely. And I can tell you exactly why that happens. I'll be honest about it.
Where are you from first?
Oh,
Commander?
GURA? Oh, Zanya.
Mauricio.
And
South.
where?
You're from
Malesso.
Okay.
Malesso.
By way of Melissa.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so
I got to tell you where you're from.
nice. So what happens is, in a lot of these cases, right, they're a different culture in that the husband had everything. So when the husband dies, the children have everything, mom has nothing. The children go off to do their things, mom has nothing to her name. The child walks her through, applies for everything, mom's zero income, and that's just, they get through, because from our perspective, we have to follow go ahead.
In Asia, right?
Yeah.
These women tend to live to be 110. So when the time that the kids decided they were tired of their mom when she was like 75 and she was hard to handle because she's high maintenance, and they put her in a Guma Tranquilidad, who told the family that she could stay there for 35 fucking years? Why is it that when you park in Guma Tranquilidad, you don't have to ever leave?
It's the federal government.
No, because look, even the priests, they have to learn to move around because
Sure.
the Catholic Church feels that either it's equity or it's not a great idea for you to be building your little kingdoms, right? So let her live down in Agate. Put the Chinese matriarch down in Agate or Umatic for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Then their kids will say, "Oh, this is terrible. Let me take you back to Hong Kong." But I'm not. I'm not kidding.
I know.
That is inequitable. It's unfair. It's not DEI. They can't keep staying there.
I won't speak to anything that could be perceived as
Racist?
No, fair housing
I'll do it.
violation.
What are you
right?
talking about fair housing?
But-
It is unfair that somebody stays 35 years in public housing in that very, very
But
lucrative
what I'm trying to
space.
say here is that's not
Unfair.
a discritionary policy we can create, even if we wanted to. It's not something we
Donald
have
Trump
any
has
control.
shown that discretion is really a matter of imagination. We need to start being big boys about it. That's Guma Tranquilidad. It is not tranquil down there if people are staying there for 35 years.
Yeah. It's permanent housing for them. So
Wait a minute, how did it become
it's
permanent
always been
housing?
permanent housing. Ever since it was first built.
I
thought it was
in Detroit.
elderly assisted?
In Detroit, they move people.
Now with our public housing, we can transfer people, but Guma
It's not about
Tranquilidad-
transfer. It's just saying rotate them.
Yeah, well, I'm saying
you get
Guma-
to stay in every single,
Yeah.
and then you get to. And no, I'm serious because you can be part of the solution.
Guma Tranquilidad though is actually a whole separate HUD program. It's not even related to.
Well,
public housing.
a couple of
But
years ago,
I know, Ray.
when Ray
Yeah.
or Tapasnia tried to take everybody and move them out.
No, that was Ben Pangolin.
There was
a few, but Ray, it was uproar.
There was a massive uproar.
Because he didn't ask me. I'm serious. Because then they started saying, "Oh, it's medically unnecessary, bad for their mental health." Come on, man. Again, Ray may have had good intentions, but then he had a heart attack. Ben might have had good intentions, and then he had whatever medical problem. Every single person who's tried to do this had a medical issue. So why don't you send a medical professional to do this? I will evict every single one of them. I'm not kidding. Man, if you're going to take Father Mike out of Tumuning and send him down to Inarahan to be the parish priest, right? I know you didn't do it, but they did it. And then he's far away from his dialysis center and his hospital, and he dies, right? Can we just share the love? God bless you. God bless you.
Have to do with it.
It's an idea that even the priests cannot let the grass grow underneath them and expect that they're going to be there for 35 years. When you're living on public funds, when you are, because of the blessings of the people of Guam, being allowed to spend some days in public housing, don't expect to be comfortable. It's not yours. You didn't earn it. You didn't earn it. And your kids are abusing the system. They're abandoning their mom. And we are letting it be a crime. It's demoralizing to me as a provider who says, my patient has more medical necessity to be closer to GMH than that person. I'll make that decision.
I mean, and that's a topic that's always come up, but Doc, if you don't mind, I want to go
Not
back
like this. It's never been like this. This
no,
is the
no,
first
no,
time
no,
it's in this
not
law.
not like this. But I want to go back to the procurement because, we wanted to talk about the budget. It comes down money. There's a lot of overlap. We have a lot of unspent funds that go unused and we have to return it back to the federal government because of this, quote unquote procurement process. But I think it's ridiculous that you have to go to a procurement process to get some of your vehicles, get oil changes.
Yep.
Like Customs has to go through a procurement to get their vehicles inspected and oil change. I mean, these are the things that have to be reviewed and these are the things that slow down the process. So,
There should always be a procurement, but it's whether it's a simple, which most agencies do, that's a day-to-day, and whether it's something more complicated that requires the full. But it's the legislature that sets what that dollar threshold is, and that dollar threshold is from the 90s.
So 25.
25. If
what's
you
your
take it-
recommendation?
So GURA, 100,000, right? The federal limit, 250,000 before you have to do a full procurement. I think let's start at 100,000, see where we're at. I mean, you can match that to inflation or whatever, but say if the procurement's not over 100,000, right? Higher threshold for construction. There's always a higher threshold for construction. But if it's not over 100,000 should cover most of the year-to-year expenses that any agency does. So you're not saying, for example,
Like
GDOE,
broken air cons.
like GDOE has to follow that limit,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, dang, we gotta do a full procurement for all these air cons when you can't empower, let's say, a school to just get their air con fixed.
I think
when
there was
they
a
need it.
movement, right, to try to
There was a
empower,
movement to that.
to try to let the
Yep.
principals do their own
Yeah.
procurement and all that.
But when the agency has to share a $25,000 limit on one like item, how do you do that?
That sucks. Yeah.
You see?
No, I
And
see
so
your
there are
point.
practical ways to make it better, to where you can honor both requirements, right? Be fiduciaries to government funds, but also be realistic and efficient. But
Okay.
that power lies in the legislature.
To what he's saying, and I'm sure Doc and all of us would agree, all you candidates, take note.
Especially you, Chris Barnett. Jeff, because we're probably going to spend more time talking about affordable housing. Do you think this young man, because he used to be a senator, and he's done a lot of things in his short career, because I mean he's still a young man.
And
he might be the youngest guy here.
I was
And
there.
there's a couple
Oh, he
laws.
was
that-
there.
I was there when he was a senator, and I could
shook
be.
the tree.
I could vouch right now for him being the lone wolf in a lot of policy that tried to come out. And he was actually good and sound with the bills that he was putting out. But
I tried to cut the budget by 40%.
Yeah.
I was all by myself.
he tried to what was it?
I was against
The
tax
idea
rates,
to turn
yes.
everybody classified down to
I
the
think there was only
legislature.
Right, I
600,000,
wanted to
600
classify
million
the
at the time.
legislatures, the professional staff,
Yeah.
and make the senators part-time.
Weren't you one that was saying that?
Aren't you a Democrat?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That
I am a proud Republican.
that senators always recycle certain people. And policy never changes because it's still the same people that are there.
Isn't Mauricio a Democrat?
Right. So he had that idea to turn everybody to classified. That look,
Yeah, the family's coming.
you can hire your people, but at the same time, the staff from the clerks to the AV to the maintenance are all going to stay the same. So,
But
yeah.
also, your technical professionals, right? Like if you go to other state legislatures or even Congress, you have professional staff that
Yeah.
are experts that they bring in. That's where they
Yeah.
bring in experts in healthcare.
From private
in
sector.
Private sector or government, just people with experience, and that is their focus.
Yeah.
And like legal counsel, everybody shares on that expertise, so that way you have, professional, nonpartisan, non-biased, giving, logical, independent advice because they're classified. You see, and then hopefully the senators can benefit that.
No, you're right
Only
on
depends.
the private sector part because the other gentleman and I that was running the AV. We were coming off from KUAM.
Yeah.
And he was all the visual side. I was all the audio.
And that's why it's like a live TV show today.
Yeah, and
right?
that's why you
It
get
wasn't
YouTube.
then, though, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, they have it recorded, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like a tune in now to see what kind of drama we're going to see.
So
today.
we were there during the transition from the old Hessler building to that, and we basically brought, no, we're going to do everything live.
Yeah.
We're going to put everything on YouTube. We're going to run, we're going to run this like how we run the news, at
No,
KUAM.
and I think democracy on Guam really is more alive because of it, because people do appreciate the fact that they can be reviewing it live while it's happening, so they can try to influence it by texting their senator. You can see the senators getting tweets in real time, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
democracy really has become more widely available, and then a lot of people watch it later.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe it, but Jeff actually made his first testimony in the legislature in his years here on Guam, and it got like over 50,000 hits, right?
Oh,
I think
I know that was the first time. Wow.
84,000
Oh,
now.
okay, I'm sorry.
Because Jeff was
Somebody
Not that
yesterday,
it's checking, right?
you were telling me, I guess people are watching.
So we want
the voice.
100,000 by the end of the day, folks. Come on, click, 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 click.
Your people said, everybody on the stream says, Doc, your swear jar is getting full.
Yeah.
You've reached your limit. Charlie's like, yes, you have.
Sorry.
And Shelly came in. I just want to acknowledge the people who are sitting with us. Ben Scott, Shelly Gibson, Darlene Abbotts, Miho, Tito, a bunch of other people on YouTube, as well as
We're global. We're global here.
Twitter and all that. Pretty soon we're going to be on Truth Social.
I know.
Yeah, why? This should be a thing.
Yes.
Hi, Don.
So why is
No.
it that, so procurement and all that, and we were talking about the abandoned vehicles. Why is it, and again, because I'm about to register another vehicle, right? I'm about to pay another.
Part of the problem.
Don't abandon it
I'm
when
about to pay
when it
for
doesn't
another-
break. When it breaks, don't abandon it.
I'm about to pay another 2 to 3 fees.
I thought we
for
weren't going to do
something-
that anymore. Right?
I'm trying to stop. If I could, I'm going to put a sign behind my vehicle and say, if you want to pull me over, you can. But I'm protesting my registration of the vehicle. Because again, I'm putting money into this pot and seeing no action. Why do you think?
That's a great segue into budget.
Okay, go.
So this is how it works. Every year, right, everyone puts in for their appropriations into the legislature. So, you get digital versions, you get binders upon binders, you're drowned in it, right? Me personally, I went through every single page. That's just how I roll. Not everyone does. I would say the vast majority actually doesn't, to be honest. You could probably attest to this.
Tell
I won't
us.
say any
What do you think
names.
Teller does? What does Teller do?
I won't speak to any specific. I haven't worked with her directly. But what I'm saying is if you're on the floor, you can see. You can see who did their homework, who came prepared, who has no idea what they're talking about, or who was told how to vote. But part of that is every start of the budget, it's all revenues. And so you have your general fund revenues, and then you have your special fund revenues, right? So it would depend on the specific fund. So when they applied the tax for vehicle disposal, is that a special fund or is that a regular fund? So the vehicle disposal goes to the revolving recycling fund, which is a special fund.
Yeah.
But it's still the legislature that decides how it's going to be spent.
Yeah.
And it's for them to say, oh, this is somewhat related to this thing. It's all the same pot of money at the end of the day when it comes before the legislature and how they divvy it out.
It's discretionary?
It's discretionary. Oh, absolutely. Oh, you can do anything with 8.
Hey, Chris, wake up.
No, it's not only Chris, it's like all the senators, especially the ones that are running for governor,
Yeah.
they should
Hey,
be
Tony, wake
pushing
up.
this, get rid of these cars in the trash. I mean, had a cleanup campaign that, was very popular, but actually, if they're the ones responsible for getting rid of these cars,
Well, okay,
Do
wait,
it.
wait. You're letting the governor off the hook, though, because once they've decided that it's in a certain area,
Yep.
isn't the executive now responsible to implement that discretion?
So the mayor's council, for example, is an example of the executive, but they don't fall under.
They don't want that job. They've
No,
already.
correct. But I'm saying for years it had been.
Right.
That was what it was. So, it wasn't the governor who was responsible.
Okay, but
The
it
money
is now,
went to the legislature.
apparently it is now, because
Yeah.
the money, $2 million was sent to
Yeah,
DPW.
correct. The second part is, let's say,
More than
okay, if you look at the numbers, right? If you're in the legislature, you get to look at the numbers and say, hey, the vehicle registrations brought in $5 million.
Did it?
I haven't seen it, the recent
No,
numbers.
but
No, I've
It's as
always
close as
wondered
4
how
million.
much
More.
was
But
accumulated.
You don't have to
More.
put all 5. You look at the health of the revolving recycling fund, right? And what goes there and how it's divvied up. It's in the budget.
Yeah.
You can see how they broke it up. So it might make, like what you're paying 5 million, right? Cumulative, the aggregate is 5 million. That doesn't mean all 5 million is going there if the legislature doesn't put it there. So if you're in the executive branch, governor, mayor's council, or whatever, and you're giving less than what was, only what was appropriated to it, more than it's actually making, or we call the health of the fund, then you're gonna spend what you gotta make, right? You're gonna spend, do what you can with what you got.
Okay, we're glad you can understand this
Yeah.
process really well. It's too bad you're not a senator anymore. Very seriously, right? In the end of the day, Mauricio has probably the greatest accumulation of abandoned vehicles on the side of the road. It's terrible. I mean, it's a beautiful village, but somebody decided to decorate it with abandoned vehicles. I know Dedito has a lot, Jigo has a lot, but Mauricio, the jewel of the Pacific, your village,
Yep.
your
Yep.
hometown. It looks like crap, buddy. This at the end of the day, the legislature and the governor fail us by not doing their job. And we can talk about the budgeting and the accounting. Those cars have been there for as long as we've been doing it.
So I'm probably sharing too much, but I'll
No,
go ahead and share this.
Do it.
All right. In partnership, right? Because we're the program administrator manager of CDBGDR, right? GURA. We were approached by the lieutenant governor who's in charge of the unit and said, can you do anything about the abandoned cars?
See?
So after we figured out, yes. So where we're at right now is, okay, so if I'm gonna put money towards it, which we confirmed we can, for a one-time, like island-wide cleanup.
One time?
No, to like, cradle to grave, get it off island.
Dude, it's been done before. After every typhoon, we do this, right? The problem
What
is
was
it
the
has
last
to be
typhoon?
2 years ago. Two
No,
and a half
what I
years.
mean, but
Mawa.
before then. Like
Okay.
So
So
27
you're
years
telling
of
me-
accumulation, right? It's a reset button. I can't promise.
Okay.
full solution.
We're-
I'm a housing guy.
No, breaking
It's
news.
something.
No, breaking news. Power to the people. After 2.5 years of us doing this show, it does look like GURA is going to act on it, and we're going to get one big cleanse. There's going to be a big flushing sound, and you're going to figure out, because apparently the problem is not just picking up the vehicles, is what are you going to do with it? Like I
Correct.
said,
It
right?
has to go off island.
So
No,
this is
why
shit.
can't you build a reef?
Say again?
A reef.
I'll tell you right now, because these are federal funds, the type of EIS I would take, the funds would already be returned back to the federal government before we even got through the environmental for that. Now, that's for my funds.
Now, the
Doesn't stop the legislature.
The
from doing
military
whatever
dumps
they
a
want
lot
with
of
it.
toxic waste without having an EIS. What's up
Oh,
with
no,
that?
they do, but they pay millions to consultants who kind of sneak it through kind of real quick, like real professionals, make it sound like it's no problem.
How many millions? Because we have like 5 every year to give.
Uh,
Okay. No, but you're going to pick it up and you're going to figure out a solution. What's
Correct.
the time? What's the timeline?
Well, I want to launch in a year, less than a year, yeah. But I need to like.
Dude, you're not. There's a good
logistics.
possibility you won't be there in a year.
Well, no, but if it's set and allocated, before HUD and the program's launched,
Okay.
it's gonna be hard to call that
But
back.
it still doesn't,
My team will make it happen.
the point
you
here.
might be there. You're a Republican.
Doc, we're quasi missing the point here.
Are we? Okay.
Yes.
Go.
I don't want to pay for something that I'm not getting anything out of.
I'm sorry, Charlie.
So
I'm
even
sorry,
though,
Charlie.
No.
I
even
know
though-
taxes. You want
even
want
though-
less taxes. I get it.
Less taxes. Even though we're going to get all the vehicles picked up, we're still paying into this fund that we're not seeing
that-
anything in return.
there's no
That's,
return,
That is
yeah.
my
But he's
concern.
offering a one-time
Lights are
only
still
solution.
I understand.
The lights are still out.
It's-
But when you run, see, now you go in that, like, I had to learn that going in, right? And see it through my first budget cycle. You have that, knowledge going in there. And I wish someone taught me, like, whoa.
So let's say we do this big time island-wide purge for all
Sure.
A purge.
all vehicles.
It's a purge.
Now you have to look for a place to actually put all these vehicles.
He's going to figure it out.
Now,
Taiwan.
okay, so where would that land come from?
No. You're
no,
shipping it off island.
I'm getting to this. I'm getting to this because we see a lot of land being doled out by, by bills like, okay, we're going to take this parcel of land and we're going to turn it into this. and then, or we're gonna put, we're gonna take this land from the CLTC and turn it into this, and we're gonna get so much money for in return.
That's part of
You
the
know.
planning process.
Okay,
you know.
so-
I mean,
so-
there are areas too that need to be remediated near the port.
Yeah.
Which could be good in-kind donations,
Mhm.
right? And that they can use, turn around into revenue generator later,
Mhm.
right? You know, so there's
Because
many
we
options.
used to ship off cars. We used to
Yeah,
ship
we
off-
still
Do we
ship
have a
off cars.
car crusher?
They do.
So what are we doing with it?
Yeah.
It didn't crush.
Can we use it?
So
Let's
here's
use it.
crush
so
it
all
anymore.
of these questions,
Yeah.
guys, right?
I know.
It's
Side
what
note.
what I've given is, hey, look, this is my part of it, and I'm happy to work through it. And what because it's not one. There's no one king. There's no anyone able to do it by themselves. I'm not able to do it by myself.
Good.
So all of those things are being worked now. Is
Charlie,
there going to be a car crushing component? Who's going to be responsible for that? How are these memorandums of agreement going
Charlie,
to work?
look into
What are the
that. That
costs
is a good business to
This is
start
real
crushing
good.
cars and shipping them
Whoa,
off.
wait. What,
I mean, if I go back to the private sector, I'm just going to turn them all
that's
into
the thing.
rebar.
You know, you might
Number
be.
4, that's it.
Hey.
One product, and I'll never.
No,
run
that's
out.
the thing. Those
a
things can be
lucrative
turned around.
business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Microfoundry.
wait. We're ignoring the other thing because Charlie doesn't want to pay taxes. Apparently, we have been paying taxes and we've been paying for people to actually do the job that apparently you're
Correct.
just going to start to do. What do we do to hold those people accountable? I mean, there's people at EPA, over at DPW. This thing has been kicked down the
that's
can by a
that's the
lot of
important
people.
part. I think first is like we talk about having to analyze. We're talking about casinos. This is all part of any government policy, and these are the hard questions they need to get asked.
Mm-hmm.
What analysis did the legislature have not to appropriate the full amount of the revolving recycling fund that people pay into,
Mm-hmm.
right? So before, I'm not wholly defending, but I'm saying from an objective perspective, right? Just like in private business, if you don't have money for this, right, to pay an expense, to pay an invoice from another small business, we've all been there. I've been there where I'm not getting paid. I haven't been paid in a year from another small business. I know what they go through. I've been there myself. But what do? If you either have the money to do it or you don't, you could borrow, or everyone is juggling finances, but who do you hold to account? There's either money to pay it or there's not money to pay it.
But that's where the special funds
We're
work.
paying the money. That's
paying
No,
the money,
but
but
I'm talking about the executor.
Right,
You see what I mean?
Well,
If they don't have the
we
money.
gotta execute them.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true pirate.
Welcome to Pirate Kingdom. Yeah.
Because, let me start, close this point, right? Because those are important questions, and they're coming fresh to me, because I'm like, look, I could put money towards this endeavor, but it's like, we still don't have a good idea of what it actually is gonna cost to clean up the island of these cars.
Well,
See
if
what I
you're
mean?
not gonna use the crusher, and you're not gonna throw them in the ocean, then you gotta send them to the PI, or you have to send them to Taiwan, or you have to do something.
Yep.
But this has to be put in motion.
Yep.
There are ships that come here from
Exactly.
those places.
And it's not even a funding issue anymore.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's not even a funding
And
issue.
let's
Gotta
face
get a
it.
barge.
Look, we just spent a quality time, right, together, and we haven't even talked about affordable housing, but so that we can put closure on this, because
Sure.
I mean, Jeff's been talking about this from the first episode, right?
Yeah.
And he brings it up every time, so I know he expects results, and he's my captain. So there's this guy named Cole in Alabama. He has this car crushing company. It's family owned. And apparently Kirby, Puckett, Jeffrey, Tammy, they all think he's doing a great job. Could we hire Cole to bring his family over and just solve this problem? Because apparently he does this all the time. And I'm sure there are great American companies that do it all the time. You know how we fly these guys from Texas to come and shoot our deer out of helicopters? You know what they call it? Depredation. The military flies these guys in.
Culling.
Yeah, culling. So apparently our local guys are not good enough for this solution, right? Vince Ariola over at DPW, Linda Banez over at DPW.
The bad shots.
The lady at EPA. I'm talking about this car crushing thing, right?
Oh.
And even the mayor's council now, this is just not work they want to do. So can we call
Solid
Cole
Waste
from
has
Alabama?
the car crusher.
Who?
It's the government
Guam Solid
going.
Waste
Yeah.
Authority got the car crusher. This was
That's
their vision.
DPW.
No, they're their own
No,
authority.
Solid Waste.
They're autonomous. Guam Solid Waste Authority is not DPW.
Well, anyway, who cares? They're not doing it, right? I mean, we can admire the fact that they're good at procuring better than we are, right? How do you procure a car crusher, right? That's more than $250,000. So they procured it. So apparently we should ask them to procure the electrical system at GMH. I'm just saying there are people that are doing this for a living in the US of A. if we can, again, it wouldn't be the first time.
We have someone here.
Correct.
He ain't doing it.
No. Have you seen that new business that popped up? Two veterans. They're going around collecting trash. Have you seen that?
No.
Yes.
Breaking
It's
news.
a veteran-owned company,
Oh, yes,
and you call them up, and they will.
junk callers. or
Junk
something
callers.
like
Yeah,
that.
junk callers. Two
Oh,
veterans.
yeah. They have
Yeah.
the thing on the back.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I did see that.
So I mean, they have the energy.
So give 'em
and
the car
drive.
crusher.
Give them the car crusher. Let
And give them the land.
You're a
Give
veteran.
them land.
But apparently they're expecting you to do this one-time thing. You're going to need the car crusher.
Yeah, give them
He ain't
land.
doing anything with it.
It's gonna go out and say, hey, give me your bid to get rid of the car.
The,
Fair load of grain.
the thing is, that
Any-
we're
okay.
interested in solutions. We
Okay,
need
now
it done.
let's make it right now. Okay.
Okay.
All you would-be candidates or senators.
No, Chris Barnett.
Okay. Okay. You got my vote if you are in favor of creating a bill where land is being given, bringing this gentleman, what's his name?
Cole from
Yeah.
Alabama.
And supporting,
Cole, the
giving
real
a
person.
giving a budget of $250,000 for a car crusher. That way we can get rid of all the cars.
We fly him out, get him some grits. We're going to be good.
Give our local guys a fresh
Well,
chance.
you know,
first.
too late, guys. Come on. We've been talking about this for 2.5 years. The
we
local
have-
guys haven't showed up.
Yeah, 2.5 years, but it
I'm
goes
done,
back 40 years.
We have other things to do. So, because the pirate's going to get impatient, we're supposed to talk about politics. So, can you cleanse the palate?
Yeah.
Tell us about the affordable housing.
Well, that's a big topic. Well, first, I always like to start with helping people understand there's a definition of affordable housing, right? You get people, politicians, I mean, they just throw out the word. There's a specific criteria, which means the total cost of housing, shelter, and utilities is less than 30% of your gross income. So right now, people of Guam are between right under 50 or over 50. And we presented this in our housing summit last year. Any family over 50,
50,000 a year.
spending more than 50% of their gross household income on housing costs, that's utilities and shelter costs, has all the same risk factors of somebody being homeless, as a repeat homeless,
Yeah.
drugs, poor health outcomes, all of those things, domestic violence.
So we
sexual
qualify.
assault.
We all qualify. Or a lot of people
Well,
qualify.
no, but what I'm saying is a family in that situation, but no, the qualifications for HUD into the programs
Yeah.
is to a 80% low to moderate income or less.
80%.
80%. And for that is about $78,000 right now a year.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yes.
So you
gross.
could be making $78,000 a year, which, let me break your heart. Most people in Mauricio don't make that much money.
Yep, I know.
Okay, so the fact of the matter is, what you're alleging is that 90% of the people in
Pretty
Mauricio
much,
qualify
95.
for affordable housing. 95.
Correct.
They
They can
can.
qualify.
They
yes.
can.
But there is affordable housing in Mauricio, so-called, right? I mean,
There's a few public housing units here.
including Hemlani Apartments.
They're not ours, but
But I mean, they're Section 8.
no. So the way Section 8 works is somebody qualifies, we authorize them the voucher and they go find their own place. So it could
Why are
be
you avoiding the
Hemlani's.
question? Is Hemlani Apartments Section 8? Do they qualify? Because that's
No,
a slumlord.
they don't qualify.
Yeah, because they're lousy dwellings. They don't meet the criterion for a safe dwelling. I'm bad-mouthing Hemlani
Every
Apartments.
individual unit is inspected on its own.
Okay, but
Every
does
time.
Hemlani Apartments in Mauricio meet the qualifications?
I can't say generally.
I would say no.
It's unit by unit. It's unit by unit.
That's a little
house
piss
by
It
house.
off
varies,
down
yeah,
there.
it
in-
varies.
It varies. Every house, every.
Oh, you mean
every-
even in a single dwelling unit, some of them won't qualify?
Correct.
Okay.
We inspect every unit. So if you're just one apartment in an apartment complex, we're inspecting that unit, we're inspecting the grounds. But it's by specific voucher. So people say we inspect hard, sometimes harder
Yes, you
than the
do.
military.
No,
You're
We're
talking
very
about
strict
affordable housing right now, but I did watch the public hearing that you were
Yes.
on.
Talking
with,
about attainable?
Yeah. with
Attainable
the-
housing.
Yeah.
So it's
no,
affordable and
with,
attainable.
the realtors.
Yes.
Yeah. So explain that, because I actually agree with you on this, that
Surprisingly.
if
No, we can agree a lot.
no, we've always agreed. But so, yeah, just for our listening audience, explain what's going on here, because a lot of people are thinking that with the military coming in, and they have a base rate of their housing allowance,
Correct.
how is that going to affect the local population.
It's been affecting.
Yeah.
Why do you think it, you know, I mean, aside from COVID, things have skyrocketed over the last 10 years. And I, you know, throughout this is objective, it's true. It actually wasn't reported to us. You know, we had to find out on our own. It's reported, Congress caught on. They moved about 2,500 service members to Guam before the buildup. So when they approved the buildup, before the buildup was actually supposed to start, they moved about 2,500 service members and their families to Guam. We had no clue. They didn't have the housing for them, so they just started doling out vouchers. So it was more than what we normally had as a threshold. But the problem is when you give anybody monopoly money, right? Let's talk just like SNAP, like use it or lose it. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna spend every single dollar. And so what you do is you set a minimum. When you set a minimum, that's not competition. To say, hey, we're gonna start at this amount, that's not competition. Because there's no need for competition.
Market.
There's no requirement for competition.
Yeah.
And in all other aspects of industry or business, what do we call that? In crisis, price gouging. You need a generator after a storm. You need housing when our population had this boom unexpectedly.
Water.
You know, so when you increase the price, when you set these limits, when you don't allow for competition, you know, we don't accept it in any other industry as consumers.
So it goes back to that $78,000 threshold. That wouldn't even matter anymore.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Think about it. And the other thing you know, I mean, I didn't work with them. I'm not saying it's their fault, right? They don't control these things, right? But we need to talk about it and see if we
The
can.
military?
The military here.
Yeah, because they have a mission. They're not in the housing. They got to
No,
get
but
these people
they are
here.
interested. I will say this. They're.
It's an
they're
unintended
listening.
consequence.
It's an unintended consequence. They're getting their mission made, yes, but they are sensitive to the issues that.
Yeah,
it's
but
being
you know,
called.
I hate to break it to you. They just want to get on with the mission, which is what we need to do. We need to get rid of the cars and we need to get our people into safe housing, attainable housing, right? And that's the real $1 million question. If 95% of the people in Mauricio meet your threshold, right? So are you suggesting that they can come down to Gura tomorrow and get subsidies for their housing?
Well, keep in mind, for like example, like Mauricio and Alahan, most of those people that are in those villages, they're in their homes already. There's not a subsidy to get.
But many of their homes wouldn't meet Section 8 inspections.
Oh, are you talking about for the fix and sit?
I'm trying to get my people money, right? You're saying that our people qualify, you know, and we believe you, for federal assistance for housing, just based on income, because they're in danger of becoming homeless if there's a government shutdown or some crap like that, if their business fails. I'm suggesting that if that is true, then, you know, God bless you for hiring, sounds like 200 people to help them start applying, because they should have started applying yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
what I'm going to want to do is make this a concrete thing, because we're running out of time.
Sure.
People of Mauricio, Mr. Estevez is your friend.
They know we've been down there.
I know, but you didn't believe him, right? What we're saying now from the pirate show. No, because you're distracting, man. No, we're trying to crystallize it. Again, it's not your fault. You're a little bit too smart for your own good. Here in pirate land, we are very, very mission focused, right? Because we basically are illegal, right? We have to be. We're on the run, so we don't have time for. So, dude, sir, Mauricio. 95% of you apparently should be going down to his office tomorrow and just see. You might be qualifying for more than you're receiving right now. And the point is, there are resources, and we don't want to waste it. And there are people who are suffering. You know, I guess as a physician, I'm in the middle, right? Because you know,
housing and healthcare go hand in hand.
No margin, no mission, right? If people do not have disposable income to get things done, right? So. You have been blessed to be in charge of something that's going to really, I think, affect the whole, I guess, environment of Guam in terms of healthcare and housing. It's a mighty mission, and unfortunately, clock's ticking. This is going to be a very distracting year. You've been through it before. This is a gubernatorial election, right? And we've got people all over the place they want to get elected. So there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff getting done, right? So here's the crazy thing, Captain Pirate. Apparently, Chris Barnett. I mean, we brought his name up a lot. And Chris, we want you to take.
You brought his name up.
We want to take this time and initiative to help him out, help me out, help us all out. You're sitting there, and we know everybody's ignoring you. You're on an island down there in the legislature. It must be lonely. He knows how it feels. but you have the ability in this time to bring to light issues that need to be resolved. And we are hearing that your heart was broken because Teresa Lai decided not to pick you to be her running mate for Adelup, and Sabina is now her girl. So you no longer have a dance partner to Adelup. And the Democrats then told you, hey, why don't you run for Washington delegate? Which is their way of saying, we don't want you to be a Democratic senator, right? Because they know that, or they thought they knew that Ginger was going to run when they told you, and you know, you can't beat Ginger, Chris, sorry. But now you don't have that problem because Ginger's not running. So it looks like Chris was going to be running for Washington delegate last week, just a couple days ago. And then what happened? Yesterday, the Democrats rolled out Alicia Limtiaco. And of course, this is a nonpartisan thing, but Chris can read the writing on the wall. Democrats don't like you, Chris. They don't want you.
And we're going to go to break after this.
And we're going to go to break after this. But wait, there's more. Because in the intervening hours, Chris, you've been getting phone calls from Eddie Bazacalvo, from Frank Blas Jr., and then just last night, Tony Atta, all inviting you to come to the Republican Party. And apparently, you're a guest of honor on tonight's rally down in Agana, the Atacalvo rally. And so, Chris, as you're getting dressed for your Sunday best, and maybe you want to come down to Jeff's first, we can talk. There's a nice little concert coming up in the afternoon, Jeff. You want to sell that to Chris? What's happening this afternoon?
This afternoon, we're doing a celebration of life for Tommy Beato.
Good friend of mine.
Yeah, and
Awesome guy.
His family has arranged to have a nice thing for him, and people are invited to come down and just.
So it's not exclusive, right? They're not buying up the whole resort.
Well, they're not going to buy food for everybody.
No. You got to buy your own
But
food.
if you come down, you can.
Celebrate life. But I hear
there's going to be bands. All the bands.
That's
are
the
gonna
big
play,
thing. I mean, I think
A lot of local artists going to pay tribute to a man that has been in Guam's music scene for the longest time. Very talented guy, Tommy Beato. You're going to be missed.
2:00 till 6.
Yeah. So Chris, hey, come on down. You're just up there in I don't know if he's still living there, but point is, Chris, this is a big day for you. If we see you at the Atacalvo rally, and particularly if you get embraced by the Republicans, that might be a sign taken quite well by certain people. But it does change the complexion of the campaign. And so if Ryan can talk to what happens if somebody like Chris Barnett, and you might have to explain who Chris Barnett is and what he represents.
Chris Barnett, I've known him since Agata.
Out of Johnston Junior High School.
We also worked together on in the media, and then of course he ran for senator. And so the dynamic that he brings, if he should switch, and it's hard for me to believe, but the names that you're throwing out, Doc, it's swaying that way. And if he does, you got to look at the votes that he commands. It's your non-traditional Democrats or Democrats that normally don't come out and vote.
Right.
Chris can easily sway thousands of votes to people that normally wouldn't vote Republican. And that's going to be a very powerful deal and a loss for the Democrats too as well.
Yeah,
because it's just in the past we've seen Democrats convert to Republicans and get elected.
Jesse Lujan, Simon Sanchez,
Sabrina,
Will Castro. That's
Will
right.
Castro too as well. And so now, and then Fernando.
I always been Republican.
And the latest one, we cannot ignore the women because our producer would kill us. But Mary Okada was the head of Julian Guerrero's transition and helped to select a lot of the people
And
who are in
she's
the
running
cabinet.
Republican now.
And she's running with Frank Ross Jr. Because again, we're the pirate party. I mean, me and Jeff, we've been pushing for independence.
Mm-hmm.
And if this was Chris's time to really declare his independence, it would be today.
Yeah.
He swings 8,000 to 10,000 people. I'm guessing just by his lonesome.
Yeah.
So he could pull 8,000 to 10,000 votes into an independence party.
he was a top vote getter.
Second vote.
Yeah.
He had like
Yes,
19,000.
Someone just said that Katrina said, I call BS. I don't know, I'm saying, there was a reason he was the second highest vote getter. I don't buy this gaslighting. I think Chris is doing great. You're gaslighting.
Okay. I know. All I know is what Chris whispers in my ear when at a peace rally, because I was standing next to James Moylan minding my own business, and Chris comes over and he say, "You know what the Democrats did to me?" And I'm just verbatim. So again, I don't know that it's gaslighting when you tell the truth, but BS stands for bullshit, and this is Sunday, so I've reached my quota.
Well, when you look at it, when you look at Mike Nicholas, and he was always that lone Democrat. He did not want to sign the Unity Pledge, and he was somewhat ousted from the Democratic Party. Nobody wanted to deal with him.
It wasn't somewhat.
Yeah, yeah, okay, well, yeah, he was kicked to the curb. I'm trying to be nice.
Well, so are they doing the same thing to Chris Barnett?
Well, that's what I'm leading to. And so now, how does that work? When Chris is telling you the Democrats are doing this to me, I feel like if I do run for Congress, I'm gonna be like shafted because the Democrats don't like me.
Who asked him to run for Congress?
Yeah.
But again, once again, we're talking about party lines. We're talking about Republicans. We're talking about Democrats. And I think that going into 2026, the discussion has to be, are these, whoever's the right, we got to be able to look at the people that we need in place, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, to lead us into this new 2026. And so, I mean, because again, that's sort of the vision. Just because, they see Doc on, every Sunday and they recognize his name, but they don't really know his platform. Why would you vote for him?
Well,
that should not be the sort of the lead. We need to be able to get out there and really be able to get the people that need to run with the platform that matches up with what we need to be able to push the island forward. If it doesn't, not voting.
In my op-eds that I've been doing a couple months ago, there's a portion there where I would say, where I wrote that you should not be enamored by the glamour and glitz, the big smiling faces, the flashy slogans. Do your homework, do your research, what they're all about, what they bring to the table, what they've done, what they failed at. And I think if you do that with each candidate, it goes back to what you're saying. Does it in line with what I believe? And that's what it's going to ultimately come down to.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. Go
Okay, I have a question. The primary election, of course, there's something going on with Ron Finch, the lawsuit. Right?
The lawsuit, right.
Now, even if people choose people that they want to win to go to the general, you can't vote across party lines.
No, you can't.
And that's what makes Chris
not in the
very
primaries,
powerful,
correct.
because
Right.
if he's on one side and he's 8 to 10,000 want to vote for him,
They're
they
gonna have
can't
to go.
vote for the other side. So if he switches over to the Republican side, it takes 8 to 10,000 votes away from the Democrats, which might be good because then they don't have to compete with Chris. But I think you need 4,000 votes to get in, right? There's some threshold minimum vote.
9 to, no, it's
No,
lower
I mean,
now. It needs to be like at least over 10,000.
No,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
no, well, anyway, there's a minimum. I think
To have a
it's-
chance,
It's less
to
than
have a
10,000.
chance,
To get
yeah.
into the general, you have to have a minimum amount of votes, right? Because right now we're talking about the
You need to
primary.
run as an independent or run as a Republican?
If you run as a Democrat, if you're on the Democrat side and Chris is pulling 10,000 votes
There's
your
no
way,
minimum for the primary.
it's
You
for
just gotta, it's plurality, top
gotta make it,
15
yeah.
on
Top
either
15,
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to look at
yeah.
the dynamics too. A lot of people, when you look at past elections, the Republicans always have fewer votes than the Democrats.
Correct. We don't
So-
come out in primary.
So that goes back to what he said about Chris bringing votes. If Chris does go to the Republican side, what's going to happen is normally it'll be like 12,000 on the Democrat side and about 4,000 to 6,000 on the Republicans on the primary. If Chris comes to the fold, you're going to see a lot of people.
But it's a unique
You also
one.
see spoiled ballots.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's some people voting for the first, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But it's
Maybe
a-
make that mistake.
Yeah.
on the Republican side, it's unique for us, right? Because we have two
yeah.
candidates.
Yeah.
running
And it
for
hasn't
Congress,
been done.
which
yeah,
is which
yeah.
is a little
been a
different.
while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a
And
while.
There's a lot of
Never mind.
excitement
I
on the
will-
Republican
I will
side
talk about the Republican Party
in a future show.
No,
Okay.
I leave that too. I'm not on a party official.
Yeah, he was a Chris Barnett with the Republican.
No, I mean, I got a lot of friends in the party. Like, we may have disagreed policy-wise. I will say this, like, that never, wasn't held against me.
Yeah.
We'd have policy disagreements, things like that. Nobody took it personal, I mean, I was uninvited to the Lincoln dinner one year.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
But I was like,
I was
if you don't want my
uninvited
money,
too.
I'm not gonna complain.
Oh, good. I don't have to spend $500.
But
that's great.
but no, otherwise it's a.
I'll get a
big tent-
table, man.
it's a
I'll
big tent
invite you.
party. And I know
Charlie and I will get a table.
personally multiple candidates who have run and won, or who have run and didn't run, have expressed that they wanted to be, on both sides, either party have expressed they would prefer to be independent, but it's impossible.
That's what the pirate has been
Well,
saying.
this is what
I
we're
mean,
working
for
at,
senator,
hopefully,
yeah.
that we could change that, you know, and we're cutting it short because we have the election coming up, and I guess if Ron McLynch has what he wants to come true,
Yeah, that's the
there
question.
will be no
Actually,
primary.
I pushed that bill, but they never gave it a public hearing.
Yeah, they never
Right?
did.
They would have allowed, you would have had 15 Republicans, 15 Democrats. If you ran as a independent, first 15 straight to the general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd actually have 45 to.
See, I told you he was a good guy.
Vote against. But of course, that never even
By the
got
way,
a
who invited
public
him?
hearing. Yeah. Or,
Who invited him?
Who reminded him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You were supposed to bring your dad. You said you were going to bring your dad. But hey, just because we're running out of time, and I want to just make sure I attack our guests here. Are you claiming that Chris Barnett is glamorous, glitzy, and
No,
superficial?
I
the
think-
man has stood on issues.
No. I believe Chris is real deal Holyfield, pretty much, standing on grit. And,
Yeah, he's just not a pretty face.
no,
I
he's-
mean,
no.
let me defend my
And
friend.
here's the thing: out of all of them that are running, there's only a few that you can actually that has experience with glamour and glitz coming from the media. So he would know.
No, but
he would know how to work the
No,
media.
he is the package. He's the total package.
he
because
is.
He does have the glitz. He knows how to work a crowd. And he's very smart. And the thing is that people are disarmed by how intelligent he is because he plays it down. He acts, But so the thing is, if people are wondering what issues has Chris, stuck his neck out on, it's been about education. He's the one that pushed for the schools to be cleaner. He's the one that forced public health to retract these bogus, they were passing the schools even though they were filthy dirty and people were getting sick. Chris held them accountable when he was the chairman of healthcare. He's done a lot of things when he had the opportunity to show that he wasn't fluff. He wasn't just glamour and glitz. And then let's
He's
face
beyond
it,
fluff, actually.
when they had that Simon Sanchez, rally? Yeah, it turned into a rally, but I mean, they weren't going to let Chris speak. I think they were trying to, push him out the door. He was the last one to talk after Tom Fisher and the governor had said, everything's going to be great, pardon our progress. Chris tells them the governor's lying. Governor Liu was lying, that they all had been lied to. And that set the kids off. And that hasn't stopped. I mean, the governor used profanity. So if you're going to criticize me for using profanity, she told Chris, "Fuck you," and right on Instagram. So let's make it clear. Chris is the real deal. Whether he stays a Democrat or he becomes a Republican, his decision in this election matters, including if he decides to run for Washington delegate, because that race is usually boring. It has become spectacularly interesting. Ginger pulling out, Mary Torres stepping up, thinking that she's without Ginger, Mary Torres should have had an easy victory. But now Alicia Limtiaco just yesterday saying she's running. And then I can see Fernando's thinking, maybe I should run for that job. So there's a lot of people, who I think need to come in and vote. The whole point of this is it does matter what you think. You need to vote. We all need to vote. But more importantly, you need to tell other people to vote. Let's do it 10 times, and then let's get a record number of people out, particularly of the folks who, they're working 2 jobs. They don't have health insurance. You're too busy to vote. Apparently, again, there's a lot of reasons why you don't vote, including you don't have transportation. Let's make solutions so that this year, voting down here on Guam is open to everybody, available, and important. Because, in Minneapolis, they're planning to have ICE watching the voting. There's a lot of talk about how voting this year is going to be influenced by the same immigration and, because basically they're trying to get non-Americans there's something happening stateside that illuminates even more why we should be feeling blessed to be in this community where I don't think that issue really stands out. We have our own issues. Jeff, it looks like we're transitioning to the scorecard.
Okay, Andrea, let's get on the roll here.
We're gonna cut it short because there's an event happening right now.
Oh.
And I know I just put everyone on the spot who's new here, but if you watched the show before, I think you Charlie, I think you're saying. We're gonna do the +1, -1. Everybody online watching can go to hafahour.com and play along with us. The point of this game is to hear unique perspectives to help people on Guam understand why they're voting for who they're voting. And you get to hear it from all people across the spectrum. We're gonna go with Charlie first,
Yeah.
okay?
+1, going +1. I'm going with Tony. Tony's leading the rally today. He did another cleanup, so they're really getting out there. But leading the charge on the first really big rally of the 2026 election. It's going to be good food, good music, and they're really leading. They have a lot of posters out there, so they're really getting the charge out there and getting their names out.
Okay, -1.
-1, I'm still going, unfortunately, with Senator St. Augustine. So, he hasn't. I finally saw a billboard. I saw one. I haven't really seen too much or heard anything about him running for governor. And I'm still stuck on the bill on the minimum wage. The way he wrote it, we all are concerned about minimum wage, but there's different ways to do it. So that's why he is my -1 or -1.
Okay, Fernando?
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so my +1 for this week, right? Goes by week.
Yeah.
Is for Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
Oh, okay.
As you just heard now,
That's
and
great.
we haven't really announced is partnership with GURA and intent to try to clean the island up of these abandoned vehicles. But also something we didn't get to discuss is the initiative with GRTA and GURA to build at our Dedito Public Housing the first park and ride, which will have direct transportation down to the educational facilities of Maguilao from Dedito. And also an access road.
That is
So, +1 for him.
Yeah.
For working with us, respecting our autonomy, that's important, and working with us as partners. -1, I'm sorry, my friend Marcel. I don't even know if you're still running. I haven't seen anything.
He's right.
An announcement's nice, an op-ed's nice, but, if you're gonna run, this is serious stuff. Like, you gotta run. If you're not, or your heart's not in it, be honest to people and pull out. Don't do that to the party.
Man, I like this guy. Can I go next?
Yes,
I'm +1, and because of Fernando's eloquence and I already actually was going to do this, I promise, but I mean, he stole my thunder. I'm +1 is Josh. I mean, Josh has really stepped up, I think, in doing things, and obviously he needs to, right? He's got his own challenges, but I give him all due credit because it's tough to do this under these circumstances and just do good. If you keep doing good, I mean, I think people have to pay attention. And then I'm gonna just say, I'm giving him full credit because he actually reached out and he is coming on our show on March 1st.
Nice.
They've both Josh and Tina, well, I don't know about Tina, but Josh is confirmed to come on the Pirate Show and participate in this kind of dialogue. And as you can see, look, we just need to talk. And as maybe challenging as we might be, we really love Guam and we're trying to make it a better place. And so Josh Tenorio, March 1st show. My -1 is going to be Joe St. Augustine, because Joe St. Augustine has not yet confirmed to be on the show. We have slotted February 15th for him, but he hasn't confirmed it, so I hope he shows up. And he also hasn't done anything constructive to help Guam. He wants to raise taxes. He wants to mess around with the minimum wage. I just think Joe needs to come on the show, and we'll give him fair treatment.
And the point of the show, it's an unfiltered show, right?
Yeah.
They have to
Clearly.
come out-
Yeah,
Yes,
jeez.
clearly.
Thanks, Doc.
And that's the key about this.
Okay, right.
Okay, okay, first, +1, I mean, if I could give all the pluses, right? +1 for Josh for moving.
Wow.
+1 for everyone that's came out
Yeah, I like
with the
that.
machinery.
Just agree.
And minus for the ones that have not yet. So with that said, kudos to Josh, but also kudos to, my +1 goes to Mr. Tony Atta and EJ Calvo, because
not.
Hey, you can't do that. The foul.
Okay, I know. So if I could give one, that's why I said. That's why I stated if I could give one. But my plus one will go to Tony only because one, they're cleaning up. You know, is something that's right up Jeff's alley, and they did it twice. I went to their young professionals event, and it was something that I haven't seen in a lot of these campaigns, in gubernatorial campaigns in the past. It was actually packed. Everybody was excited. They brought a lot of fresh ideas, and I saw the two candidates talking to a lot of the young professionals, talking about ideas that they would like to implement. You know, if they do get in, you know, they want to work with that administration. So plus one goes to Mr. Tony Atta and the team of Atta Cal. Yeah. Oh.
Minus one.
Oh, no, plus. Oh.
Minus one. Who's your minus one?
Who's my minus one? Oh, everyone that has yet to come out, and only because it's getting late in the game. So my good friend
Marcel.
Definitely Marcel, and then also Joe St. Augustine, because along with that sign that you saw, I saw that was the first one that I saw in Zotnia, and then I know Mr. Frank. Speaker Frank said that he's coming out this month. So until you guys come out and I know what you guys are all about, it's going to be minus one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Captain.
Captain, I like Frank Bloss. He's my plus one.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened there? No, I just, I told you, Frank Bloss's father. Yes. Yeah, anointed my bar, christened it.
Yeah.
And I like Mario Carter running with him, especially now that I hear the diversity of, you know, her going from one party to the other. Maybe eventually we'll get to an independent state of mind. Minus for Ada Calvo, because I think that. But they picked up trash. No.
Let the
My
captain speak.
reason
Let the
is,
captain
I'm
speak.
happy they picked up trash, but I just don't like E.C. Calvo, and I think he's a terrible person to have to stick us with.
Oh man, it's not a popularity
That's when they're
contest.
not coming.
No filter. As you can see, there are no rules here.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I'm surprised I did so well without cursing.
And I'm so. I mean, that's
Some years of, being out, right? Not being active duty, is like every other word. That jar would have filled up, cracked, and filled up another one.
You know, we only do it because we're passionate about what's going on.
Can you take a picture of all this here?
Yeah,
I thought you said that's all, guys.
They're still here.
Sorry,
No, yeah,
sorry.
the people are still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody have a great week, great Sunday.
Adios, everybody.
Come down to
Yeah,
Jeff.
shit in Bristol fashion.
Yeah.
Come down to Jeff's ship.
Okay, and can you all hold up your cards?
Yes.
Again, and wave?
What card? Plus one, minus
Plus
one.
one, minus one. Hold your cards up.
I'm glad we're recycling because I was worried. These are really expensive looking.
He just forgot him.
No, don't worry about it. It's just a prop.
Yeah.
No, on this one you're okay.
Oh,
On this.
my souvenir.
Thank you for not making us sing. Although,
time.
Fernando's a really good singer.
Yes, I didn't have the guitar. That's
You know, I don't know if you noticed, but we make some of this stuff up as we go along. But you are a good singer.
I don't know. People seem to think so, but I don't know.
Are we up?
Yeah, we're still on. So people, vote if you want Fernando to sing the next time he comes on. We have had singing, and Jeff turns out to be the best singer of us all.
Oh, of course. Captain's always right.
Be sure to come and check us out on YouTube. It's youtube.com/JPC Guam. And if you can do us, everyone, do us a favor, we're a small budget team. Doc comes here on Sunday. We're all part-time legislature.
Yeah.
So if you can subscribe and share it, that will help it get into the algorithm and get more people to see it.
Oh, yeah.
It does matter. And yeah, come down to the shop, come down to the Pirates Cove. It's going to be packed today, I think, and then a lot of folks coming here to.
What time does it start?
2 o'clock, right?
2 to 6.
Yeah, and then we're hearing from a lot of musicians that they're making the extra effort to come here this Sunday, so it should be a joyous event in celebration of Tommy Bajaro's life.
Adios, everybody.
Adios again, everybody.
We'll see you next Sunday.
I'll tell you when we're
Okay.
Tell you when we're off. Yeah, that's good.
A few moments later.
Time to go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And each story is told in a different way. Sometimes I hear the same birds singing from past weeks, telling of their adventures since last seeing each other.
Welcome to Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Ahoy! Ahoy! Aye! Oh, for I die, Guam. Hear that I come alive from just Pirates Cove. We sailing for what's right. Captain Jeffrey Pigwell keep the compass true. Andrea on the map. Guam directory coming through. Tigs with the signal, save our startup loud. Doc Akimoto on deck, AMC proud. Leaning close, let the real talk run. How good nya to man. Everybody has one. No whoosh on this ship. No fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth. Watch the whole place rise. Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Ahoy, ahoy. Sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seeker, yeah, we deliver. Hafa, Guam, Unfiltered. Everybody now, Guam, Unfiltered. They do to Santa Rita, in Alohan too, Talo Fofo in the reading. This one's for you, Don Farrell in the room, Charlie Hermosa near. We ask real questions, make it crystal clear. Tenorio Calvo, Ada, Camacho names in the race. No banners on this deck, just truth to face. Independent pirate party, stand firm, stand tall. Continue to continue, answer the call. Clap, clap, lean in close, let the real talk run. Hagotnya tutumon, everybody has one. No hush on the ship, no fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth, watch the whole place rise. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seekers, yeah, we deliver it. Guam Unfiltered. Everybody now, Unfiltered. White ladies breach when the night wind blow. Truth don't scare when the truth must show. Chief Gadao and Matapang strength we carry on. Sarina in the tide sing, Guam sing along. Continue to continue. Independent pirate party. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seekers, yeah, we deliver it. Tune into Hafa hour, Guam. Welcome to Hafa hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy!